a lot of frustration in people. No, I believe that manifestation, the iteration of reality, you can try hard. You never ask why. Becoming rich. I started working in coffee and I was doing only AeroPress. My idea of business is very different.
Witam Państwa serdecznie, nazywam się Jan Johnny Halicki i mam zaszczyt gościć dziś tutaj niesamowitą osobę, która prowadziła swoje przedsięwzięcia, swoje biznesy na 3 kontynentach, w 3 różnych krajach, nawet więcej. Odbyła bardzo długą podróż, zanim trafiła tu do nas, do Polski, dlatego tą rozmowę przeprowadzę całkowicie po angielsku, tak abyśmy mogli dojść do sedna zagadnień, które nas interesują. Naszym gościem jest Mario Perez Andres. Welcome, Mario. How are you?
Thank you so much, Jan. It's been a little bit of time since I, been wanting to be in your podcast. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yes.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. The road to Poland is very long for you.
Oh yeah, it's one of the most interesting turns of event in my life. I never actually intended to be here, to be honest.
It not was your dream to go to Poland.
It wasn't.
So this is a little bit crazy because you are from Mexico.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm originally from Mexico. I was raised in. I grew up. I was born in Mexico. I lived there until I was 15, and then after turning 15,
yes.
My parents decided to move us to the United States. So I ended up living in the United States and living there for a while.
Yeah. So it's like you're going from Mexico to United States, and I saw on your LinkedIn account that you work there and you study there.
Yes. So it's a really long journey for me because from what I started, what I was before to what I am now, it's a completely different person. It's a more refined person. It's a more whole person, I think I would say. Because I was what you would call more successful. I was more successful.
You was more successful at the beginning of your...
Yes. Okay. By any... So what is interesting is probably I come from where many people want to go to.
Okay, so it's like you work for big... players on the market.
Yes, I was very fortunate that I really liked academia. And I was very, 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 very interested in learning academia, actually working for the universities and doing all these kinds of, very flashy things. And, it all changed around.
Yes.
It's been a long road. So, I've done a lot of things. For example, I worked in the university. I've been fortunate to work with, some very important people in academia. Yeah. For example, Bill Gates Sr.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he not Bill Gates the computer guy, but his father.
Oh my gosh.
He was having an office right next to my office because I was working in something called the philanthropy office of the University of Washington. And I was very fortunate to be housed at the same building. His work, of course, is very, very complicated and very, very, very important. And mine was actually just being there around it. Whatever my capacity was, which is as a student researcher, it was just being around that person. It was amazing. And many, many, many opportunities like this I had. I was a very ambitious guy. Yeah. I really, really liked every kind of metal, every kind of little shiny thing that you could put on your shiny armor. I did.
So it's like you work with very interesting people and persons, and it's like if you are close to the people that got big successes in their life, you earn from them this aura, and being near them is like very good lessons.
Yeah, that's part of it, right? But of course, when I grew up in Mexico, because it's a little bit complex, right? It's not like a straight line. So let me tell you a little bit of my the earlier life, right? So when I was in Mexico, I come from a very small town, and I think that if you were to roll the dice and see what are the chances that I would do what I have done, the chances probably are 0, right? Because I come from a very, very small town in the middle of nowhere. But for some reason, my parents were very big believers in education, and they always wanted to find the best thing for us, me and my brothers. So I'm very fortunate that my dad and my mom believed in education. They, I think, my upbringing in Mexico was very happy, very wonderful, because I had a very big house and I could run outside and do all these things, right? But then when I moved to the United States, it was kind of the opposite, because rather than going to something better, I went to something worse, where I had to live in a very small house, and there were even times when I had to shower with irrigation water. So it was very, very tough for a while. It was very, very hard. So that was another reason why I spent so much time in school, because I much rather be in school with empty space than being crammed at home. Right. And so I really like school, and I really like the opportunities that the United States kind of offers an individual that has ambition and drive. And also, that's also kind of the bad thing, right? Where you go down this path and you keep going and you never ask why.
Yeah, it's like it was this time that you are doing stuff and you see that it's bringing something to your life, or it's like being on the desert, like you're going straight, but you do not see what will happen in the future.
Exactly.
You're tired. You are doing stuff as good as you can, and you've got no effects.
Yes, something like this. But I guess this is something if you are aware, right? Because I think like the most important thing about anything is awareness. And mostly if you become aware of something, you are responsible of that awareness. And I think that this is the thing that causes sometimes frustration in people, that they become aware of something and they want the world to fix it for them, right? And the world is not going to fix anything for you.
Yeah, you must do it by yourself.
You must learn how to integrate it.
You're talking about mindset.
Mindset, yes.
Or consistency.
I would say more about intentional awareness. Because, for example, like I sometimes I think about this, right? So awareness to me is, for example, when you have an idea, you create an idea in your mind. And in your mind, the idea is very clear. Right, you
can see it, you can touch it, you can smell
see it. Yes, but it's still a dream, right? It's very ideal. And then what I often see that happens, and what I also do is I smash it against reality, right? And what happens is like the reality either shatters the thing, breaks it into many pieces, or it doesn't fit.
Or
right?
It fits like a puzzle.
It doesn't fit like a puzzle.
Okay.
It doesn't. Because dream and reality don't always go together, right? So if the reality kind of doesn't fit, right, then you have this not fitting or this shattering is what creates, I guess, in my opinion, a lot of frustration in people.
Yes. Because
their idea of this fulfilled idea and this reality don't go together. And the fact that it probably shattered or didn't fit, it really, really creates a lot of frustration. But I believe in the other part, which is manifestation. Another manifestation that we sort of think we're like, eat, love, prayer, all this BS. No, I believe that manifestation is the iteration of reality, right? Iteration means like to do whatever actions needed, either fixing, collecting the pieces that got broken and work on those pieces, right? To create something new or to make something better, right?
Yes.
But adjust the dream to the reality. And maybe slowly, with more iteration, if this is a puzzle, then you start kind of focusing the reality into the dream.
Okay, so it's like talking about determination in going to your goals.
I wouldn't say determination. I would still kind of say like just awareness of what is it that you're trying to do.
Okay.
Because a lot of people think about goals, right? Like you can have a goal of becoming rich.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And you can try hard, but you never ask why, or why do you want to do that? And what happens when you get it done? I think that's a hard question.
And people think too much about being successful at the end, but do not think about the road.
Yeah, I think it's more about the road. It's more awareness of the road, awareness of the path, right? Because I guess goals are very important to get you to a very specific outcome.
So it's like the situation that you've been in Washington, and you spent probably years struggling.
I wouldn't say struggling.
The first few years was like hard for you?
Yeah. So the first, yes. So the first years for, I think, anything that you do new, right? Anything that you adopt, especially, I think this is very, very true to anybody who moves to a new country. It's completely different, like new language, new ways of doing things, new mentality. Cultural shock. Yeah. Completely different, right? So for me, it was very tough because, for example, from the Mexican mindset, we are very proud people, right? If we say something, we do it, right? And this is kind of, and if you like somebody, you like them. If you hate somebody, you really do. This is really strange, right? But so when I was in school, it was very hard to deal with this dilemma because, for example, you couldn't fight everybody, and so what sometimes what I found myself is having this sort of I guess civility versus pride, right? Which they're two completely different things, and being able to still be very, very, very proud, very, very, very I guess very consistent, saying the things that you say, saying the things that you do are the same, but also there are some things where you have to kind of compromise, and sometimes this ability to compromise creates a little bit of conflict. I'll give you an example. So when I was in school, there was this guy who I did not like, and I was with my Mexican friends, and I told them, you know what, this guy I do not like so much, and my friends were like, all right, well, let's kick his ass, right? Let's do something about it, right? And I was like, yeah, no, it's not necessary. And then later, I happened to be in a team with this guy, and it turns out this guy needs to communicate with me, right? We need to do some work. So one day I was with my friends, and this guy passed by, and he said hello politely, and I couldn't not say hello back, right? It just wasn't the thing. So for me, this is one of the things that causes a lot of stress, because yes, on the one hand I need to be super proud, and then I also have to kind of work. So I was exposed to a lot of I guess let's just call it questions about how to be. And it was very confusing, very difficult, like you say. Yes, it was very hard in that level.
And you work on yourself there?
Well, I would say that I went to a lot of practical applications.
How the journey goes on to put you into this place where you work with father of Bill Gates?
Yeah, so this is really, really interesting. I didn't work with him because working with him is too much. I work in the same area, right? So I have access to him at least.
Yes.
Here's my office. He's doing his own work, but I'm in the same office, right?
Yes.
It's really, really funny because in the university there was an internship. And it's a very, very hidden and very unique and very, very kind of shiny fellowship. And it's in the philanthropy arm. So it's just the fundraising for the university. And I just happened to run into this nice gentleman. And he said, hey, have you ever thought, I had a class with him because I was doing a master's program. I had a class with him about philanthropy. And he said, you look like the kind of person that would do a lot of good in philanthropy. And I didn't know what philanthropy was. I mean, right? I mean, I don't have money to give or anything. So this philanthropy thing is just only for rich people, supposedly, right? So I thought about it, and I didn't, because I didn't think just learning about how to ask for money, how that was helpful. But nonetheless, I gave it a try, and to my surprise, this is probably one of the best things I ever done, because it basically, yes, you are working on very specific projects that very influential people are interested in. And this is how I actually entered that world. I was working first for the Department of Public Affairs in the university,
Yes.
and then I moved to Central.
Okay, so what happened next that you are here in Poland? I know it's a short question, but the journey probably is long.
Yeah, the journey is long, but so actually, as it turns out, during my career in this ambitious running, so I got really sick.
Yes.
And I because I was doing a lot of things, and for me, because I wanted to do everything, right? I was running 2 master's degrees. I was working with the university, and I had multiple things. So as it turns out, I started feeling out of breath, and so I talked to my boss, and he said, "Well, you need to go to the doctor." So he sent me to the university, nurse, and they sent me to the clinic, and they couldn't find anything.
Oh.
And finally, they said, "You know what? Actually, I think this is just stress." And so you need to rest. And I was like, rest? What?
I've got no time for rest.
I got no time to rest. Right? So anyways, I finished that, and I was thinking about it, and I continued to be stressed about that. And I wasn't feeling that great. But as it turns out, I also discovered another internship, another fellowship. This very, very prestigious fellowship called the Bonderman Fellowship, the International Bonderman Fellowship. And basically what it does is you compete with the whole university and 70,000 plus students, and they select a group of students, and basically what they do is they give you money to travel for 1 year.
It's like they're giving you money and you go into trip around the world.
That's it.
What is the idea of this?
Exactly. This is what is really amazing about this project. The idea of this project is not so much for you to turn work. Is once you get selected, they literally run on what is called the honor code. And basically they give you money. You propose to go on a mission to learn something, right? And what you say you'll do, it's up to you to do it, right? So, for example, they give me all this money. I could have just gone across the border to Mexico and
never come back,
save all this money, and then and then
disappear.
Well, no, just spend it, right?
Yes.
But I decided to actually do the opposite. I wanted to see as much as I could, so I made a plan to visit as many countries as possible, and in the most financially efficient as possible. This was really beautiful, and this fellowship took me around the world, and it gave me a lot of experience. Some good ones, some great ones, some very sad ones, some very, very a lot of learning, right? So I get to travel and see the world and fix a lot of problems because, and this trip is actually what sets the stage for my business ideas.
Okay, so you go to trip to search for your your goal in life?
I set out because my question that I proposed to university, and the reason why I want the money is because I asked the question, what does it matter to get educated? Why does education matter anyway? Right? Like, why? And I have one picture that says it all. And actually, the picture that captures everything is in the Turkish part of Cyprus, under a lemon tree. There's a family. I took a picture. Maybe one of these days I will share it with you. And basically, the idea is that why do kids in Africa or in, like, let's say, like some of the conflict places like the Middle East, or especially now like Palestine, right? Why are they going to school when the bullets are flying? Why? Why not just stay home and do something else?
And be safe.
Right? Why risk it? Why is that? And actually, that's the beginning of dreams, right? That's kind of what we all are trying to do, right?
Find our way.
Find our way, isn't it? I mean, that, the funny thing is that there is something in everybody, in every one of us, that pushes us to go and to be better.
To do something.
Whatever that better is.
Yeah.
But I think most of that is just being in peace with yourself, right? And most of that peace with yourself is about getting basic needs done and then finding your way within you.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it's very important.
Yes. And so and so just remember this little piece, because I think this is basically the trampoline to everything I do now.
Mm-hmm. So you met people there, you learn the basics there.
Yes,
everything is there.
Yeah, I lived among the poor people. I took every kind of transportation, including hitchhiking a camel cart. Walked in like vast lands. I had to trust people when I was the most vulnerable. For me, this was a really formative experience. And so fast forward now, along the way, I also met some wonderful people, like the Polish people that I actually ended up becoming the reason that I came to Poland. Mm-hmm. So I met some people in Poland, like always, and in Poland, if people say, "Hey, come and visit me," they really mean it, right? It's really like the only people that I know that really hold it. So I was somewhere in Budapest in Hungary, and I went to the travel agency, and there was some guy with his dreadlocks, like looking very hippie and Perfect. All this stuff, and he's like, "Hey, bro. How are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing good, bro. Just coming from this place in Poland." And she's like, "You should come and check it out, bro." I was like, "No, bro, I'm not going there." Because for me, I mean, I was traveling around in 2008. Mm-hmm. So in 2008, like, Poland was not
anything special.
Yeah. It's like right now saying, like, I don't know, Tajikistan, right?
Yeah.
What do you know about it?
Nothing.
Right?
I know the name of this country,
right?
That's all.
It exists.
Yeah.
But do you want to move there?
No.
Right?
Yeah.
This is kind of like, or some sort of communism. So this kind of was my ideas, and there was no link, right? For us, at least for me, the way I kind of understood this part of the world is like a heavy influence from communist times, and kind of a dangerous place to be.
Yeah.
Right, like nothing worth seeing. So that's why I was hesitant. But anyways, as luck would have it, I got a ticket from the train station, and here on my way to Krakow, and then I stayed.
Okay, so you just come to Poland just to visit the country, to see how it's working, and it's like, okay, let's do it. I stay here. Well,
actually, I met some, like I said, maybe a group of 3 people in Turkey, mm-hmm. and I wrote to them, and one of them said, "Hey, I am actually you should come and check it out." But right, it was like a Friday or something, and she said, "You know what? You should come on the weekend, because I'm working. But if you come in the weekend, I can show you around."
Yeah, spend some time together.
I was like, "Wow, that's wonderful." So I stand and I came. She picked me up from the train station in Centralna, went to Lemon mm-hmm. in the center. I don't know why, but I think I was in the right kind of mindset, and I just kind of loved it. Okay. And my host, who actually turned out to be like my wife now.
Oh, Oh my gosh! Congratulations.
Yeah. That's how I actually. That's what made me actually stay.
And the beginning of you being an entrepreneur, not begin in Poland. It began earlier.
Yeah.
In Washington.
Yeah. I've always been always been fascinated by building relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think like my idea of business is very different than
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe not very different, but it carries a lot of elements that are very American in many ways, right? And I learned that from them. I learned that in the States, right? You get to understand what business is, and business is providing a service.
Yes, solving the problems,
solving somebody's issue, and doing it in a way that is that brings business back.
Okay, and it's unique.
Well, not unique.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way it's done.
Okay.
There.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So this is kind of what's interesting, because I always done some kind of business or some sort,
mm-hmm.
right? At least I've been interested in it.
Okay, but you live now. You live in Warsaw.
Yeah.
So how is this changing the places of living from Krakow to Warsaw? How it's happened? Why?
Oh, but because I arrived to Krakow, but I only was visiting there. And to be honest, like Krakow is really beautiful, but it's not my place. It wasn't my place because it's small. And it's beautiful, but it could probably get repetitive.
Okay, you need space.
I need space.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so here we are now in Warsaw, and the question is, why coffee? Wow. Why you work in coffee shop? It's called like this?
Yeah.
It's not coffee shop, it's coffee shop.
Yeah, it's like in a cafe.
In a cafe. You work in a cafe, and why this segment? Why the segment of coffee?
Yep. It's very interesting. So if you go to my Instagram, Goodly Specialty Coffee, you will find that there's a little story that I wrote before I opened the cafe.
Mm-hmm.
And so long story short, I grew up in Seattle,
mm-hmm.
right? And it's a coffee world, home of the big Starbucks, right? And so I was always around coffee. And when I was actually working for the university, one of the administrators there, actually named John Buller, you can research it, was the CEO of one of the second largest coffee company in probably the world, called Tully's Coffee. Now it's probably gone, but he was actually I was working with him for him as an intern, and so I was always around coffee. And in Seattle, if you're a barista, you're kind of cool. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was like I always been this kind of caring person, but not the cool guy,
mm-hmm.
right? So it was always kind of like a dream to do it. And it wasn't later until much later that I started working in coffee here in Poland, because I met this guy in Greece,
mm-hmm.
in one of the islands, and this guy from Colombia, and he said, "Hey, I have this brand, and you should try selling coffee. It's a really good business." And I was like, I don't know about that. It's I'm not that kind of person. So because I wasn't, I after working so hard, also I decided to just focus on relaxing.
Yeah, okay. To do not be stressed too much.
Right,
Perfect life.
So then, when actually I stayed in Poland a little bit longer, then I need to do something, right? Because now I'm here, and because because I'm an American, I can stay a little longer with not so many difficulties, right? But still, I still needed to do something. So I did a few things. I was giving English lessons, mm-hmm. like every expat, and then
like every native speakers
right?
from USA. Yeah.
And then I was doing. I did some painting. So some of the paintings
Perfect.
that you see at the cafe, some like the permanent collection, I mean, those are mine.
Yeah.
I painted them.
Wow.
Had some exhibitions at the Palace of Culture in Café Culturala and in Wrocław. I mean, I really like that.
You're an artist.
I like doing stuff.
Okay,
I'm a busy mind.
Okay. You like to work on creative things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so after that, then I started working in coffee, and I was doing only AeroPress. So I was doing coffee by hand. Okay. I thought that was the coolest thing ever, and I fell in love with the flavors. With that's how I came around it. I started working in coffee in Poland when the specialty scene started to be a thing in Poland, right? And so I worked for it, and I developed a business, and I was selling coffee to offices, and just coffee beans. I didn't have a shop. But then, COVID happened, and it just kind of destroyed the whole business. Yeah.
Yes. It's destroyed a lot of businesses from different segments.
So then, I don't know. I was just really, I just didn't know what to do. So I was like, okay, well, so then I left to the States again. I was like, okay. And the States was open and was, more. And I ended up actually running to one of the best companies ever. Like one of the most sophisticated coffee companies, because they have everything mechanized. Everything was, I think it is the future of coffee. I don't think it is now, but it will be. It's not robotic, but it's the step before robotic. Some of the machines that you will not see anywhere. Yeah. And I can't tell more because, because of my rights with it.
Yeah, and agreements and stuff like this. Yeah.
But it's one of that probably will be the future of coffee to come, right? So I was working, and the cool thing is that I was traveling back and forth, living in Warsaw and Poland 1 month at a time. So I was living 1 month here, 1 month there, and coming back and forth.
US, Poland, US.
US, Poland. Yeah. So after 2 years of working like this, I could not get into a plane anymore.
Yeah, it's like you cannot hold it.
You could not pay me enough money to get on a plane.
Okay, so you are too tired to doing this longer.
Yeah, because, the jet lags and also the time differences. Yes. Also, doing meetings over Skype or, Zoom or whatever. So it was tough. And so here I am. Then I said, I quit my job, and I said, I'm just going to live here. I just need to live one place.
Okay.
So I decided to stay in Poland, and I started looking for a place. It was probably one of the most difficult things.
To find a place.
To find a good place for coffee. And I tried so many, and you get exposed to like the weirdness of people's business practices. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
People are weird.
Yeah.
Like weird. Like, I give an example. So I went to see this place, and basically they had this contract, but they said that the contract was not, you could not take the contract with you.
Yeah, okay.
Because they pay for the contract.
Yeah.
And
you can copy
it.
Or something, or change it. And I know this stuff. It's like a little bit crazy.
It's super weird.
Yeah.
I mean, so how are you going to be aware of it? And you had to sign the contract.
It's like, what? Yeah.
Full control.
It looks like they want to cheat you.
Yeah, right. You have to be aware of everything.
Yes.
So, of course, and then finally I rented the place that we have here in our cafe here in Bombosoba. So you're welcome to come and check it out.
Yeah, of course.
So come to Bombosoba. Yeah, Bombosoba 31. And so that's where I started the brand, because I was originally working as AM Coffee. Mm-hmm. And then
AM Coffee is, what is it?
It was the original brand.
Okay, yeah.
And then it morphed into Goodly Specialty Coffee, what we have now.
Okay, so you've got this cafeteria.
Now I have this cafeteria.
Yes, and you work and talk a lot with people.
Yeah.
When I meet you first, I saw that you are a very friendly person.
Yes.
And you love to listen about the problems of people, about their ideas, spending with them time, and listen about their feelings and experiences in life.
Yeah. Yeah, so the I have one very transformative story, and like I said, like when you go to my Instagram and then just get the Goodly specialty coffee and do to click on the link, there's a story, and the story basically is the reason why I actually opened the cafe.
Yes.
Is because I never spent too much time with my dad.
With your dad?
Yeah.
Because you are always working.
Because I'm always working, and remember,
and somewhere.
It's not that my dad didn't want to be with me. It's either my dad is in the States and I'm in Mexico, or I'm in school and my dad is working. Yeah. So we always pass by, but we never actually had a conversation, right? So finally, one day on a Saturday, when he took a break and I took a break, we're there, and he knows that I like coffee. So he's like, "Hey, are you making cafecito?" And I said, like, "Yeah." And so he said, "All right, well, get to it." So I was like, "I'll do it." So I go and I make him my coffee, and we sat down like we are sitting right now, and we just started talking. He just opened about how he's doing, his plans, what bothers him, and how, but not complaining to me. It wasn't like it wasn't one of those like I'm your dad and I'm gonna tell you what to do. It was a man-to-man conversation. Yeah. It's finally I get a chance to put in my words with my dad, and so it was over a cup of coffee, and I really had this connection with him, right? That just kind of was facilitated by coffee, right? And it's something that we kept doing very, very often. Also, these conversations come about from the trips from my travels, right? Mm-hmm. When you travel, after you travel for 1 month, you start to get very, very lonely.
When you start traveling a lot, you are starting to being lonely.
Very lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
you're always on the road.
Always on the road, right? Especially when you travel like me for 1 year.
And you are a very friendly person, so this probably was very hard for you.
Well, either that or yes, also, right? But even if you're not friendly, it doesn't matter. We are humans. We seek connection.
Connection, yeah.
Exactly. So, I went to many, and I discovered that this is probably the most beautiful thing a human being can do, is to be acknowledged. To look at somebody in the eye and it's like, I see you there. You are there. Yes. And so when I open the cafe, and it's written in my book, when you go to the cafe, the first thing is a destroyed black book that is sitting in my cafe. If you open this book and you read the story, it basically says my promise to the people, to whoever walks through the doors. Anyone who walks through those doors, at least is going to be acknowledged. Right?
Yeah. And
so that was kind of my mission, right? From opening. And I think this is something that I put upon myself, and I always kind of go back to my own words, right? And this is a part of awareness, right? I have the awareness, so I have the burden of it. Mm-hmm. I don't care if nobody else does it, I will do it, right? It's just the awareness plus the discipline plus, yes. And it's not easy.
So you're talking about awareness.
It's more about, you set out to do some kind of mission, right?
Yes.
And nobody cares about it.
About your mission?
Yeah. You do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever it is you said to do this mission, that's what you do. Mm-hmm. Right? And it's not easy. Mm-hmm. And it's not easy, but you already decided that you will do it. So you put that commitment to yourself. And nobody else cares. Nobody else see it. But if people see it, it's great. But on the other hand, so this crazy mission of acknowledging people, mm-hmm. at the very least, right?
Yes.
The ones who come to the doors. I always tell people a story. And this story is kind of important to me. And I think I only tell it to people who are ready to make a change. This story is about an actual real story. And it is a story about this German lady who traveled to Peru, mm-hmm. with only a broom.
Yeah.
You know what a broom is?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
So she came to Peru with a broom, and this broom, they call her the crazy woman of the desert because she came to the desert and started brooming the sand. And people who passed by, they really thought she was crazy, mental, right? And I mean, when you see somebody like with a broom in the middle of the desert,
it's
you're
like,
what the heck is going on, right? So, but eventually, from time to time, she was discovering some rocks.
Rocks under the sand.
Under the sand.
Yes.
Okay. And so eventually, after a while, somebody took a hot air balloon ride, and when they looked down, they started seeing these patterns in the desert, right? And as it turns out, this lady, I would say, unearthed. Some people call it discover the Nazca lines. Of Peru.
Oh my gosh!
You know the Nazca lines?
Yes.
So
this is a real story.
This is a real story.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So this crazy woman of the desert unearthed those lines, right? So this is something really interesting and important in this story, to know that this person wasn't crazy.
Yes.
She knew something that nobody else did.
Yeah.
And nobody cared about.
Yes.
But she did.
Yes.
She saw it, right? She had the detailed vision, and she had the zoom out vision of what she wanted to accomplish, right? There are some really key elements in this story that I really like to point out to people I tell this story. And this is one thing, is like, one, you had to have the big vision, right? You have to also have the detailed vision. You must continue to broom.
Everybody will tell you that you are crazy, but you need to do your stuff.
You need to keep brooming.
Yeah, you need to be consistent.
And consistent. And when do you stop brooming?
Never.
Well, when you don't see any rocks.
Okay, so you do not see effects of your work.
Why? Right.
So that's why people change their businesses, close their businesses, and begin something
Switch directions.
Searching for this direction.
Just brooming.
Just brooming. Yeah.
Brooming and looking for the rocks.
Okay.
So when you don't see the rocks, then maybe you should start questioning about whether you should continue to broom, right?
Yeah.
And so when I tell these people this story, it's important to realize that, you can be enthusiastic, you have to have a picture, but also look for confirmation
of your ideas.
Yeah. Right. It's a healthy path.
Yeah, it's a very healthy path, and it's giving you the tips.
Yeah.
It's like a tip to work, because if you're working for years on something and this doesn't work maybe it's not this thing you should do.
When you see me open the cafe in the morning, I think you will see me brooming.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Literally.
Right?
Yes, of course.
Why do you think I do that?
Because you've got this goal in your life. You're searching for these rocks.
Yes, but it's also discipline, right? The people from our building, they get paid for that.
Yes,
but it's done wrong. I wanted to do it right.
Yes.
So for me, it's also a discipline to show. Also, what you see is that my chairs are always there. People think I'm crazy. Because it's raining or it's snowy, like what the heck, right? But I do it anyways. I do it for a reason, right? And I do it because if I didn't see the rocks, let's say I didn't see that pregnant woman or a tired old lady sit on the chairs, or like people from the pharmacy come and wait for the lecky.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it. So my way of seeing things, right? My vision, right? When I tell you this story, and the way I apply it in my business, is that I have this crazy vision of greeting and acknowledging everybody, right? And the way I do it every day, I do it, right? I'm brooming. And the rocks are what we are seeing that is creating, right? It's creating a community of people who actually acknowledge each other.
Yes.
Right? And it's not forced. It's not fake. Right? I really do believe it. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people think I'm crazy. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
But this is kind of my mission.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah, I see it every day, almost. I see that your business is growing too. It's like the community grows, and very often I saw the people from behind the window that are very happy, and sometimes it's not enough space for them because they want to be together there.
Yeah, it's interesting. So that in that story, and that for me, everything that's worth doing circles back to principles.
Sooner or later, will come back.
Yeah, it's a little circle of principles, right?
I call it like this circle of energy.
Yeah,
you're giving, you're receiving, and it's like it should goes like in circle. Because if it's going like only in one way, it's like not healthy.
You're only Brumming.
Yeah, and something is broken.
Yeah, you're only Brumming.
Yeah. You live in Poland for some years now.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about personal development in Poland? How you understand it by yourself, this personal growth, and how you see it in Poland? Is it growing? People are more open in years or not?
Well, I think like personal development is personal, right? So I think that's to start there. I think just in general, like not necessarily about Poland. I think in general, people are not. There's too much distraction. There's too much. There's lack of direction.
Lack of direction in the people.
In
daily life.
Yes, in everybody. Okay. So my case is different because my upbringing is very, very, very unique in many ways, right? I think what a lot of people struggle, I don't struggle with, right? And that's based on a lot of like cultural heritage that I received, like that. This is my privilege, right? My privilege is that I grew up in a very, very small society where there are very, very specific rituals and very specific stories that allow you to be a better human being, right? And this is very important. And I think the understanding of this is very, very, very is very hidden in modern day society. It's not there, right? I think about it all the time, and I put together myself a diagram of layers, and it's a little complex, but basically, a summary, right? A summary is at the very bottom. There's one biological layer, and this is something that anyone who's born is gonna complete. Right? You're going to be born. You're going to develop. You're going to hopefully procreate, I'm sorry, if you so choose to. But also you're going to age and you're going to die. This is for sure.
Yeah.
Like anyone who's how, when, why, nobody knows. But this is certain, right? That's a bio layer. Then there's another bunch of layers that that dictate a lot of our behavior, right? Whether you have money, you have. It's a little more complex. I'm not going in details, but basically this creates a decision matrix, right? And this decision matrix is dominated by your logic, right? So based on whether you were loved when you were a little kid, or maybe you were neglected, or somebody hurt you, whatever, you have this just logic board that allows you to make decisions, and basically these layers move together like a river, right? This is something that I learned early on, right? Then the very top one is so the bio layer. This is what I call the true north. Right? Because it's pointing straight to death, right?
Yes. Always.
Right?
No matter what you do. Yeah.
Right? But the path to the true north is not straight. It's moving. right? And it's moved by your logic board, let's just call it, like your logic, your decision-making capability. And there is influence. The only thing that can influence it is the information that you get, right? So, for example, if you watch a lot of television, most likely you're gonna probably have a bunch of like decisions that are gonna even influence your own core values.
Yeah.
Right.
Every day you put information into your head, so it's like this information is
programming you, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And so that's why today's world, maybe, and at least in my understanding, you get a lot of bombardment of information that you probably don't even want, and especially for kids now, they are bombarded by this a bunch of information that they don't choose to see. And it influences their decision matrix in many ways, right? Okay. So that's not a problem if you understand this structure, right? But imagine you are a parent that is born in a time where you don't see the bottom layer. You don't understand this structure. So your decision making is based on not understanding but reacting, right? So this is what is very, very, very frustrating to a lot of us, I think, right? But if you are, for example, like if you understand your layers very well, right? You can understand, well, this is not so bad. Okay, I know. You more or less have a way to cope with like stressful situations at one specific point of view, point in time. And then move forward.
Yeah. So it's like when I understand my structures of my logic, it's like easier to me to understand my reality.
Exactly. Yeah, something like this, right?
Perfect.
But imagine that you are born in today's world and that's all you know. So basically, entertainment, distraction, So for you to pass on that understanding to your kids is probably really tough. Because you are trying to figure out yourself.
Yes, and you are giving them your experiences.
Exactly.
But they live in another world already.
Yeah, and so you have to be able to, and you have to be able to like show, like gently or some way show them, right? The deep down dive, because every psychologist probably, and I'm not an expert on this, so I'm not going to talk about this, but at least of what I've seen, like a lot of psychologists deep dive to the layers, right? Try to make sense of why you do something, right? And so when you talk about this self-development, that's where I have no opinion because I understand it this way, but I'm fortunate to do it. And this is kind of what guides my everyday moves, I guess. Are they happy days? Yes. Are they really horrible days? Yes. But I know that.
Okay, I understand the idea, and we can take a long journey about talking about this.
I mean, like, isn't that like? I mean, that's what self-development books are, or like they're just stories about basically
solving the problems.
Basically, yeah, it's basically like short stories or mechanisms or tools that allow you to overcome your challenges, right? I think that different tools are applied for different people. But for example, something that I don't see, but you have to be very aware of context, and you have to be aware of the outcome. Because for example, let's say I tell my son, you need to be confident, but don't do that, and don't do that, and don't do that. You can't do that. But you have to be confident, and don't do that. Don't do this, right? It's one thing against the other, right? And I think that sometimes maybe that's what we do. Instead of confidence is built on like, okay, this is what you do, and this is how we do it, or this is how I do it.
Okay, this is how I do it, and now try your way.
But I do it. It has consistency, right? Yes. It's not like don't be something that I'm not. Or do something that I don't do.
You're talking about this, that our children copy our behaviors, not what we're talking. They copy what we're doing. They learn from what we're doing, not what we're talking.
That's why it's important to be aware of the layers, right? What you're building.
Your own layers.
Yeah. Because a lot of, and I mean, I think it probably happens to, as a parent, right?
Yeah.
you go
Every day.
every day you learn.
Yes.
Because the kids might be like, well, why you do that? And you tell me something else.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, what? I do that?
Yes, you're talking about one thing and you're doing second thing.
Exactly.
What happened?
Right? Imagine that you're trying to, do that to modern day society.
Mhm.
Like, also the environment. Sometimes, for example, in Poland, if you tell people to be open and to be happy, well, nobody is. So where?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Like be happy and smile. Like when?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm more of a practical person. I rather, crash and fail,
Mhm.
but see what happens.
You rather do things than do nothing,
Right.
because you are scared of or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
One of the last questions. Looking ahead, what are your plans for Goodly Special Coffee?
Oh,
Do you see future and where you want to be in few years from now?
yeah. No, I really do have. That's actually a really good question.
Mhm.
And actually, it's very related to what we're saying. So I started to push our slogan, which is it starts here.
It starts here.
That's my slogan for our coffee.
Yeah.
And the reason it is, it starts here.
Yeah, it sounds very good.
And it starts here is because, I think that when you want to do anything, right, there has to be a starting point. So I used to smoke and I used to drink, right? But you had to find that very moment when you say, you know what, this is day one. This is when I personally make that decision. I'm going to do it, right? This is where it starts. It starts here. My journey to a new venture, my journey to a new day, my journey for a good thing, it starts here. Like you have to have that moment in your mind because, and it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if it's a false start because I tried to quit drinking a few times. But, now that I can say that I don't drink, there was a beginning, right? My relationship with my father, it started in a very specific moment. And I think that, this is what's important, to make that determination in your mind and be like, okay, I don't want to be a victim, or I do want to succeed, or yes, I want that job, or I do want to, get that promotion, or I do want to do something different that I like, right? You don't have to be stuck, but you have to make that decision yourself. And it doesn't have to be like something big. It can be, as simple as, I'm going to say hello to as many people as I can.
Yeah.
And it's going to be weird because, it's weird.
I know. It's like going out from your home at the morning and smiling to everyone.
And it's
a little bit weird.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but it's in the matter of time, it changed everything.
Yeah.
So this is beautiful.
Yeah, you make new connections with your people.
Yeah.
A lot of good things happens because we meet people. Also, it gives you an opportunity to navigate the complexity that are human beings. Because not everybody will like you.
Mm-hmm.
You will try to be civil with as many people, like I said earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is what it is. And it's the same in everything, in business.
Okay, so the last question is about, is there any books that change your life? And you can tell us about it.
Well, there is one book. It's called Growth. I don't remember the
author.
The author.
Yeah,
I think it's McGrill or something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And growth is just the function of growing.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily like this will make you better.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, the idea is that there's certain stages of growth. And I think this is very cyclical, and it has a capacity.
Yes. And
it has basically it's like a story, beginning, middle, end. Like nothing grows forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Like tree, rise and fall.
And I think this is very important to understand because, even when you're having a business, you think that the growth is forever. But also it's really interesting to know because how do you know that this thing can grow? maybe it's not where it is. There's, maybe the potential is big, but you're not feeding it something.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like you are very engaged to building your business, and maybe it's not the place for your potential.
Yeah.
Maybe you're doing something different that blocking you from being fully, from using fully your potential.
Yes, and when you ask me the question about what are the future for Goodly, I think that Goodly could be a very big company. I think that Goodly can be a very influential space.
Yes.
Because I think that most of, when you look at different businesses that are built, they are built upon a principle that is needed.
Yes.
And I think for example, like if you think of Cofinero and all this, they are just basically spaces where people can sit down and
talk
and
be together.
No, just sit.
Okay,
have a place
work.
to work and just meet. Mm-hmm. Right? But not necessarily a place to connect.
So it's like when you're searching for your workers, for your partners in business, you're searching for people that will understand the idea first.
Yes.
Because making coffee you can learn.
Yes.
But this philosophy you need to feel it.
Yeah, it just takes a long time, right? Fortunately for me, right, because we are a very small cafe and also we are kind of slow. That's why there's a lot of reasons why I don't scale that fast. Yeah. Is because I also want to create capacity, right? I want to create those people who are slowly learning how to integrate in the new or in a better way of actually representing themselves through the brand, through our business, right?
Perfect.
Also, they are learning learning better social skills in general. Like when you meet my coworkers, you can see that they are actually if you ask them, probably they will tell you that they are better than they were when they started.
Yes.
And do we have challenges? Yeah, sometimes, because also sometimes there's a really fine line between being friendly and being misunderstood of friendliness. So you have to kind of also manage that. There's a lot of things, but it's learning all the time. Yeah.
This philosophy you're talking about is like, wow, perfect. It's like, I like it very much.
Self-development is more like, okay, what
experiencing and trying and failing.
Yes, or what is it? I mean, I don't have.
I understand. There's no 1, 2, or 3 books that will change your life. It's like
something.
Let's go and do things and try to understand why it works in this way.
Yeah, and I like I said, for me, I it's just kind of like my needs are different.
Yes,
you see what I mean?
It's like someone told me that I'm built. In the way that the first thing I do is doing, and next is understanding. And I always was thinking about myself, why you do not learn first? Why you start doing businesses but not learning? So that's why I'm learning before I'm starting businesses. But second thing is like I'm built like this. I need to experience things.
Yes.
And then searching for the solution.
Yes, and I guess this is a very American practical way. For me, it's like fail fast, fail cheap.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You want to try something? Well, try it, but don't invest all your money in it.
Yes.
You know
and do it in a small quantity.
Yeah, very, very small bites. Small. Small amounts
and
of poison.
See is there rocks and rocks under the sun. Yeah, perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The idea, the philosophy that you're talking about is bigger than you. It's like it can be used all around the world. So can you tell us about your brand, your coffee?
Yeah.
To the audience.
Yeah. So we have our own coffee brand. It's the Goodly brand. And well, this is how we build our business with our experience, everything that I've learned basically about life. I put it on on what I believe in. And this is my lifestyle. It's coffee.
Yeah. It's closed in this package.
It's put in this package, and like I said, like our motto will be, or our tagline is, "It starts here." It starts here because This is when we determine that we are going to succeed. This is when we determine that we are going to do something different, or this is the beginning of something, whatever it is for you. For us, when we start every day, at the beginning of your day, it starts there.
Yeah.
So we want to be that place
Yes.
that your life starts at. So
Perfect.
come to see us on Bombosoba 31, Goodly Specialty Coffee. Check out our Instagram, Goodly Specialty, and yeah, stop by and come and have a cup of coffee or a cup of something delicious.
Okay. Do you have an online store?
This is the part of that we are working on.
Yes. Perfect.
I think like now this is the second stage of our journey to
Yes.
make our coffees more available online and also make it more fun.
Perfect. I love it. The idea, the coffee, everything, and you are. This is lovely. This is exciting. This is. I see that is the beginning of new journey
Yeah,
that should go global.
we continue to broom.
Yeah. Yes. Perfect. So, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to
Thank
me
you so much, yeah.
to got you here in the studio.
Thank you.
Thank you that you are tell us about your road, about this develop by your journey
Yes.
in your life. There is a lot of knowledge you gave us.
Thank you so much. I'm glad I was able to contribute, and everybody has their own journey, and this is kind of just mine.
And thank you for it. A ja chciałem Państwu bardzo serdecznie podziękować. Był z nami Mario. Jest to niesamowita postać. Koniecznie sprawdźcie Instagrama. Zapraszam też Was do kawiarni, która znajduje się w Warszawie na ulicy Wąwozowej 31. Możecie tam spotkać Maria też osobiście w godzinach porannych i przygotuję Wam pyszną kawę. Wszystkich Was, którym podobał się ten film, zapraszam do subskrybowania kanału. Oczywiście polajkujcie ten film i pokażcie go swoim znajomym. A ja Wam dziękuję serdecznie i do zobaczenia w kolejnym odcinku. Wasz Johnny.
Do zobaczenia.